Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, and I would like to welcome you to episode 42 of Unscripted. Already in the chat, we have Big Al Presents. Big Al's review of Bad CGI Gator is now available to see on his channel, so go and check that out. We also have friend of the channel, Deep Zach. And Jesse Guajardo. Okay. All right. I hope everyone had a good week. Been a busy one for me, for sure. But hey, we're here. And we're on time. And as not in the case of my previous broadcast, I am actually not muted for a change. All right. And hello to Aged Boomer. All right. I want to make something clear before I go on with the rest of the show. I am not a big fan of Doctor Who as a series. When I was a kid, they had the Tom Baker Doctor, those episodes on PBS back in the day. I only have a very vague remembrance of them. It was a show that went pretty much in one ear and out the other. I know what a Dalek is when I see one. I remember the theme music. I like the theme music. It's very recognizable. But I never really got too into the show. Now, when they got up to the Peter Capaldi Doctor, I did try to watch some of those episodes, but I never got through them. For reasons that I'm going to go into here a little bit later. But I tried. It's not a show that I could get into. So I don't consider myself a Whovian. I am not part of the fandom. Now, I watched one of the anniversary shows. I think it was I don't remember if it was before Jodie Whittaker or if it was before Peter Capaldi. So I watched that special. It's very good. It made me interested in the show. I understand there's a very rich history behind it. But it's just not something that I was personally into. It wasn't my thing. And hello to Connie Cleary. Rose Fire. Cam's Crash Courses. Starting off with heresy. Yeah. Well, basically, my point is I know a little bit about a little bit when it comes to the show. I am not steeped in all of the lore. I know there were spin-off series, spin-off characters. But, I know there was Torchwood, Sarah Jane Chronicles. But I never really watched those either. But I understand that there is a fan base, and I have also come to realize just how badly that fan base has been screwed over. Much as we were with Star Wars and Star Trek and Marvel, and we can now add Doctor Who to that list. And this was something that was already in trouble. And once Disney got involved with Doctor Who, well, I mean, that was pretty much it, wasn't it? Jessica Hardo says, just watched a new Godzilla X Kong trailer. It looks awesome. I have some mixed feelings about the trailer. I'm happy to see the Son of Kong in there. That was a nice moment in the trailer. But there's so much CGI that it looks like an animated movie. And the legendary MonsterVerse movies have been very hit and miss with me. So we'll see. I'm going to give it a chance, though. It's on my most anticipated movies of the year list. I'm going to give it a look, and I'll review it once I do. So I'm going into that with a cautious optimism. And hello to Lester San Jose. Yeah, Godzilla -1 is solid. Yes. Excellent film. My review is up right now, my out of the theater review. It's one of the best movies of the year. It's top 5 for me right now, maybe even top 3. Definitely a highly recommend from me. Hello to Orville Nation. Hello, PJ. Good to see you. Jesse says, I really didn't care for Doctor Who series. My friend tried and failed to get me into the show. Yeah, it's. I don't know if it's just an American thing or what, but it's not something that I can. I tried getting into that show before all of this, and I never really could do it. Capaldi era is when my interest in DW tapered off. I felt they weren't maximizing the actor's potential, and that's when the show started going woke. Are you thinking, stop it, you're a man, it looks weird? Yeah. I did not like the anti-American slant that was in the Capaldi era, and that's what took me out of it more than anything. And that was on top of the woke stuff that was in it. Yeah, just it wasn't interesting at all to me. It wasn't my thing. Let's see. Andy Masterson said it was great. I hope he meant Godzilla. The BBC did plenty of damage to Doctor Who on their own. They have. They are not absolved of responsibility in this. As I recall, according to Nerdrotic, rewriting the DW canon mythology was the number one out of the top 5 murdered franchises from last year. I recall that video, and I advise everybody to go back and see it. It's one of the best videos that I've ever seen on YouTube, where he goes point by point through it. Yeah, it's a real shame. Like I said, I was never into Doctor Who, but I know a lot of people were. So I feel very sorry for that fandom right now and the way they're being treated like total crap right now. Doctor Who, not a Whovian myself, but I'm willing to check it out if I know where to start. Like I said, I'm not an expert. My advice would be to watch anything kind of pre-Peter Capaldi, you know just think he didn't regenerate that, after that. You know? Yeah. And hello to Lady V Elements. It's hard to take any Brit film serious. No, I don't know about that, matter of personal taste, I guess. Funny thing is, Dr. Ten said he was friends with Thomas Jefferson, showed his copy of Declaration of Independence to Martha Jones. Times have changed. Well, yeah, you have people writing the show who have no respect for the lore. And that's really what I wanted to talk more about tonight. Not the show itself, but the fact that we see this coming. They reinvent a classic series to appease the quote unquote modern audience. Fill it up with the decent dosage of the message, and then they wonder why the older fans don't like it. The older fans quit watching, and then they get cultists and phobes for not watching. Current or classic Brit films because I love their murder mysteries, Masterpiece Theater, and Monty Python. Yeah, I mean, I grew up on those. There are some good Brit films and TV series out there. We just have to look for them. Yeah, I mean, just like you have to do with you know, just like you have to do here in America. Like there are good things to see. You just have to go out and find them. Start with the first Hartnell perjury of Tom Baker. Yeah. Like I said, Tom Baker was when I first became aware of Doctor Who. As far as I can remember, they all seem like comedy. I'm not always in a comedy mood, so it's 100% personal preference. Yeah, if their comedy doesn't do anything for you, first off, I would advise you to, give Monty Python a look. you know, um, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Start with that. You know, um, but yeah, it is a matter of personal preference. Subject Brett box. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give them a fair chance. Yeah. Toast of London is a lot of fun too. All right, but this is really the main crux of this segment was I wanted to talk about why I am pushing two hashtags. Hashtag walk away and hashtag wallets closed. Now, a few weeks ago, I was on a panel on another channel. And when that panel was over and we were backstage, one of the YouTubers that I was on with told me that he wasn't interested in videos that had to do with Disney or Marvel or anything like that. He said that he felt that watching them was a waste of time. So I said, "Oh, okay, why was that?" And he says, "At that point, it's just hate watching. And what's the point of hate watching?" He said, "If there's something that you don't like, just don't do a video about it." Now I get it. This is someone who does not care necessarily about a high sub count. It's not about that to him. It's just about making good and interesting content that people might want to see. And I'm perfectly fine with that. That's his prerogative and he stands by it. So I have no dispute. Now, this week, Dave Cullen did 2 videos. And the title of one of those videos was Walk Away. And he got some criticism for that. But I understand what he meant. It's not about just giving up and going home. It's about not wasting your time on something that is pretty much dead. If you don't like the way the MCU has gone, you don't have to watch an MCU movie. Walk away. Don't like Star Trek? Don't complain about it. Walk away. So I have adopted that walk away hashtag. It's not giving up. It's not it's not conceding. It's spend your time on something that's good. Don't hate watch just for the sake of hate watching. There's no point in it. Now, when the strikes happened, the WGA and SAG-AFTRA, there was a hashtag that they put out that annoyed the shit out of me by its simplicity, but that's neither here nor there. That's an argument for another day. They had hashtag pencils down. And I'd like to go and break all of their pencils, but again, that's another day. And that's when I hit on the whole wallets closed thing. Because if they're not going to care about this stuff, then I'm not going to. If you are a fan of Doctor Who and you don't like present day Doctor Who, you have William Hartnell. You have John Pertwee. You have Tom Baker, Christopher Eccleston, Matt Smith. Go back and watch those shows. You have 60 years of history. Based on what you've been telling me, most of it was good. Stick to what was good. Star Trek, the original series, still holds up after all of these decades. Watch that. And I'd say give Deep Space Nine a look too. The rest you can pretty much skip as far as I'm concerned. Um, Disney has been around for a century. Most of it was good. Go see the classic films. As Dee Penzak says, they call them classics for a reason. Yes. TNG got better in later seasons. The show itself is fine, but the cast has mouthed off so many times that I can't watch that show now. I can't do it. They ruined it for me. And I don't need to see it. Why? Because I have the original series. I've been watching the 90s Sabrina show for the first time. It wasn't highbrow culture, but it sure is funny, especially Salem the cat bent on world domination. Yeah. And Melissa Joan Hart was cute. But, hey, I digress. The point being, two YouTubers have now given me a piece of advice. And I'm going to stick to that advice. I'm surprised Disney didn't try to get the licenses to Grogu to make their own monster movies to compete with Godzilla. Yeah, it's Disney is dead. Walk away. Let it go. Close your wallets. Until the Iger regime is gone, I'm not calling for a boycott. I'm just saying don't bother. It's not worth thinking about. It's not worth your time. They are not worthy of your time. Marvel is not worthy of your time. Star Wars is not worthy of your time. Star Trek is not worthy of your time. Doctor Who, as it is in its current form, is not worthy of your time or your money. Close your wallet, walk away. It is as simple as that. There are other things out there that are worthy of seeing, that are worthy of reading, and I'm going to bring a few of those up here later in the show. But tonight, that is my advice to you. If you are part of a fandom that is not being respected, you have every right to be angry. But at the same time, temper that anger. Walk away. Watch what was good. I will continue to watch the original Star Trek series. Doctor Who fans, It's been 60 years. 55 of them did not suck. Go back and watch those shows. Nintendo's worth my time. Yeah. Disney is dead, Hasbro is terrible, Mattel is mid, Godzilla is king. Yeah. As a kid of the 80s and 90s, I still recall experiencing the Disney Renaissance and getting goosebumps watching the Beast transformation or Circle of Life scene. Yeah. Rosefire recommending Jane Eyre, Daniel Deronda, Persuasion, of course, Colin Firth in Pride and Prejudice. Yeah. Hashtag no more. That works too. Good points. Rather than spend effort and breath cursing the bad, use it to bless and appreciate the great stories we have. Yeah, exactly my point. The activists have made their move. They have doubled, they've tripled down. Doomcock says stay angry, and that's perfectly fine. That's his show. Me, I'm 50 years old now. And if I have another 30 years left on this planet, I'll be happy. But I lost a lot of people that I care about, and I lost them early. And life is too short, man. And I'm not going to stick around and be disrespected. And I don't think you should either. And if you guys are anything like me, and I think you are, you spend a lot of money on collectibles. You spend money on streaming services. And that's all well and good. But I implore you to go out and find what is good. Stick to the classics, stick to what works for you. Do not be disrespected. Do not take that. You deserve better. The people who keep telling you to do better, they are the ones who need to do better. And they are falling behind. Leave them, I say. And you want to know why I say leave them behind? Because they told us the same thing first. They told us what they were going to do. And I'm going to get political for 1 second here, and then I'm going to drop the subject. There is a man sitting in the White House right now who, in order to get elected, told us he was going to unite us. He was going to be the great uniter. What's the first thing he said once he got into office? Be with me or for me, or you're going to get left behind. And to that, I say fine, because I don't want to live in their world. Because I know where it leads. I've seen the devastation that it leaves. I know what it looks like when a culture dies. I know what an abandoned city looks like. And I don't want to live in that world. And I won't. They can try and shut me up. They can try and kill me, but until such time as I draw breath, I'm going to be here and I'm going to be honest. And I'm telling you right now, my friends, walk away. You do not deserve to be disrespected. You are not ists. You are not phobes. You're not bigots. You simply don't like a movie or a TV show. Walk away. Close your wallets. Hit them into one place that they seem to care about. Life, death, and rebirth are Life, death, and rebirth are part of the human experience. We are witnessing the death of empires. We may have to be a little, but may have to be patient a little longer to see the rebirth and return of integrity in storytelling. Yeah. You scroll down here. Ghostfire says, I wouldn't believe you're 50 years old from watching you in previous videos. I would have guessed 35 or 40 at most. What's your secret? I don't know. I've done just about everything I can do to self-delete myself, but somehow I've managed to not do so. Honestly, you just got to take care of yourself, man. I mean, I'm a little out of shape. I don't run as fast as I used to, or I could stand to lose 10 pounds. I could do a number of things, but it's just that, go to the doctor on your regular, do something physical every day. You know, somebody told me once that if you could walk for 20 minutes without getting winded, you're on the right track. So that's kind of how I gauge things. Aladdin, the animated series, definitely remember that one with a lot of affection. It was hilarious, action packed, and full of gags. Cool. All right. Well, enough of the rant for the evening. Um, don't forget, navigating the BS in life is good training too. Yeah. All right, folks. As we brought up earlier in the stream, Godzilla minus one is out right now, and there seems to be universal praise over it. Uh, some people hailing it as a masterpiece, others as the best movie of the year. I tend to agree. It's certainly very high on my list. And I think it's certainly the best Godzilla movie since the original. And for my video pick of the week is the original Gojira. This is the Blu-ray. This is the original 1954 film. This is the Japanese edit. This is no Raymond Burr or anybody. This is the original subtitled Japanese Gojira, and it's my video pick of the week. Check it out. What are you currently reading? What are you currently watching or rewatching? Got any recommendations to share? The Covenant. In fact, give me a moment because I do have a few. I was just going to bring up Gojira, but I have a few more here that I really want to call attention to that are recent films, and a couple of older ones too. All right, and I do want to start off with The Covenant with Jake Gyllenhaal and Darceline. This is a movie that came out earlier in the year and kind of got lost in the shuffle, and it kind of got ignored. And it's one of the best movies of the year, and nobody's talking about it, except me and Jedi Bill, Sins Corner, and a few other people. We all highly recommend this movie. I've seen it a number of times. I managed to pick up I managed to pick this up the other day. So check it out. This movie should be nominated for Best Picture. And it's probably not going to be because it doesn't fit their narrative. So The Covenant, check it out. Jesse says, I have the 2-disc collection of the 1954 Gojira 1956 Godzilla King of the Monsters. Cool. Very good. Very good. Mine is just the 1 disc. Let me see. It's actually been a while since I've seen this. I was kind of hoping to have time to sit down and rewatch this earlier. Unfortunately, real life, I don't always have time to sit and watch everything like I used to. I kind of have to plan it out. Now, here's a few more from this year. Of course, I want to single out Oppenheimer. I have the 4K. Pop Culture Minefield did a show a couple of weeks ago about the Oppenheimer film here. And so go back and check that show out. I was on that panel. One of the better movies of the year, so check it out. This is the 4K. This is the 4K set. It's 3 discs. It's the 4K, the Blu-ray, and there's a disc of special features. All right. I also, since I have it sitting here, and this is going to be the book of the week. where in honor of Criminali, who's a booktuber who at the end of his videos takes a random book off of the shelf. This is the Oppenheimer screenplay. Which you can read. Reading screenplays and plays and stuff is something I like to do for fun. So check out the Christopher Nolan Oppenheimer screenplay. Okay, I don't want to... The chat's getting away from me. Oh, no. Gonna watch Godzilla -1 on Wednesday. Watch it on the biggest screen with the best sound system that you can. Has anyone here been able to watch Doomcock's review of the Godzilla video? It won't play for me past the first day. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to try and get to that maybe later tonight if I have time. Big House is a good film. Yes. It's funny how I found some good movies for $2 at a pawn shop. Yeah, you'd be amazed what you can find. Good deal, yeah. I do have a couple of recent acquisitions here. Of course, one that I've brought up before that's now on 4K is Sizu. I did my unboxing of this. I did an unboxing video, so check that out. Highly recommend that one. And of course, here it is, the movie that they tried to suppress, and that's Sound of Freedom. There's the back cover. I still have the plastic on it. I haven't had the chance to watch it yet. The back of the box got dented up somehow. I don't know if I did that, or I hope I didn't. Hadn't noticed that before. Anyway. I hope that didn't damage the disc at all. Anyway, it's Blu-ray and DVD with the digital copy, of course. Anyway. I never noticed that before. It is. I got a couple of dents in there. I hope that didn't damage the disc. Okay. Anywho, Sound Freedom. She says I need to watch that movie. Yeah. All of the movies I'm showing, I recommend. And here's one of my favorite movies of all time, now out on 4K, and that's Fargo. With Frances McDormand. She won one of her Oscars for this, since Coen Brothers film. It was nominated for Best Picture. It's the basis for the television series. It's pretty good. They say at the beginning of the movie that it was it's based on a true story. It's not. Not really. There are a couple of scenes of the movie that were based on a real life case, but what happens in the movie itself is fictionalized. So, but don't let that take away from the movie. Hold on. Let me get something to cut the plastic off with. Bear with me, folks. I didn't intend to turn this into an unboxing video, but here we are. Flügi, flüg, flügen. Here's the sleazy, slicey, kneefy, knifey. We will take the kneefy, we will get the plastic. I'm sorry, I've been watching Swedish Chef videos. All right. 2 discs, the 4K and the Blu-ray. And plenty of special features. And for the hell of it, the 35th anniversary exclusive steelbook of The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad, which I decided to pick up because I needed to laugh. It's the back. Digital copy. And a 4K and a Blu-ray. All right, so that's the what's on my shelf segment, the extended what's on my shelf segment. All right. So I recommend all of those. You know, in any chance that you can do to pick up a physical copy of something, I highly recommend doing so, because as you know, anything that you have bought by digital means, you don't own that. It can be taken away. And just because a certain movie or TV show is being aired on a streaming service, that does not necessarily mean that they are going to keep that content. You could be in the middle of a TV show and it'll be gone the next day. Support physical media. All right, we have Geeky Geezers coming up here in just about 10 minutes over on Aged Boomers channel. So I want to go ahead and wrap things up, but I want to give you, the chat, a chance to get some questions in. And if there's anything that you want to ask me, now is the time. I also want to remind everybody that right after Geeky Geezers at the 12:05 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Central, will be episode 30 of The Other Side of Midnight. I don't have any guests lined up just yet, but I'm going to see who's available and who can hop on, and we're going to have a nice little chill stream. Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. right here on my channel will be live from Sparkwood in 21, where Boomer, Troy, and Netter and myself are going to be discussing the first season finale of Twin Peaks. And it's a pretty dense episode. There's a lot happening in a very short amount of time. So stay tuned for that. I think you're really going to enjoy this one. Rosefire asks, what favorite animated Disney movie and why? Well, the first one that comes to my mind is The Rescuers. And I think it's my favorite because I went to go see it multiple times in the theaters as a kid. And that's probably the main reason because you never forget your first. That's usually the one that comes to mind. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of it. All right, while y'all are typing in your questions, I want to remind everyone to please hit the like, share out the stream, say hello in the comments because it's good for the algorithm. If you are new to the channel and you like what you see, please hit the bell icon for notifications and subscribe to the channel. I am 25 subs away from 300, and I would really like to hit 300 by the end of the month. So that's my goal. All right. Let's see, what else is there? I think that about wraps it up. All right. All right. I want to thank all of you in the chat for being here. Big Al, Jesse, Rosefire, Connie Cleary, Dee Penzak, Jesse Guajardo. Aged Boomer was with us earlier. Lady V Elements. Cam's Crash Courses. Lester San Jose the Skeptic Tank. Oroville Nation. And everybody who was lurking in the background, which is totally fine. You do not have to engage with the chat, just as long as you enjoy the show and hit the like when you're done. I couldn't think of a question to ask. That's okay. All right. I do want to remind everybody that I do have some new reviews up on my channel. I saw American Fiction, Godzilla -1, and Silent Night this week. I got reviews for all 3 movies up here on the channel, so please check those out. I also have reviews coming up for The Killer, Naiad, and Sympathy for the Devil. I saw those movies a couple of weeks ago. I just haven't had a chance to put up a review, but they are on the way. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank all of you for being here and all of you for continuing to support the show. And I will be back next week. If you feel that you're being disrespected by the makers of a television show or a movie, don't spend the energy getting angry. Just walk away and close your wallets. That way they'll get the message. From HQ, good night, take care, stay strong, because this is how we win.